Hey, we're here. Just wait a couple more minutes. We'll be right with you. What? You don't like my choice of music? Are you serious? Come on. It's not getting you pumped up for the show? Okay. Let me take care of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime, folks! What's up? Hey, everybody.
Oh,
How's it going?
okay. So we went live, and we forgot to put our uniforms on. So we had to cancel the show,
Start
and then
over.
come back. And welcome back to Thursday Night Live, Season 3, Episode 2.
Episode 2.
2?
2. Is that it?
And it's time for a beer.
For that noise.
That noise. That refreshing noise of Riverfest. So, here we are. It's a bit of a Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm.
And take your teeth out.
One more, please. Just keeping it real here live.
I know, it's live.
Could have done that before, I guess.
And so what we're going to do is give away some stuff. Because our friends at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
Yeah, they've donated some awesome stuff for us to give away, which is epic for you guys.
Rods Rio combos.
Tackle boxes.
Tackle boxes, fly
Tackle
tying
boxes. Did I
kits.
just say that? Fly boxes, that's what I meant to say.
Did you say
I
tackle
said tackle
boxes?
boxes.
Oh,
Woo. Fly
so
boxes.
today we're making 5 of diamond spoons
Yeah.
to fill
I
up
hope you brought your
Tim's
tape.
tackle box.
Yeah.
So hope you guys brought some recycled dishwasher and some markers.
Yeah.
So here we are. Merry
Okay.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
Freaking
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We thought after the last episode, not everybody was feeling the Christmas cheer.
It was time to change it up.
And we
So-
weren't either.
Yeah. Cue some Christmas tunes.
Some Christmas tunes.
Oh, yeah.
In the backdrop. I'm Dana Lattery with Fly Fishing Bow River Outfitters.
And I'm Tim Hepworth with 500 River Outfitters.
And Tim ties, and I sit here and make fun of him with you guys.
Yeah, so
So-
be careful what you say, because I can see the comments now, so...
Comments now. Yes.
Yeah, now I can see.
So, holy crap, you guys just gave me a holiday chicken finger boner. Bonar? Bonum. Or something. I don't know. Jen Lyle is offside again.
Oh, man. Yeah, let us know. Give us a shout out where you guys are tuning in from. We'd love to hear how things are where you're at and where you're at.
100%. Let us know. And also, what are you drinking tonight? I'm drinking a Riverfest. This is really like awkward.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And,
me too.
You're also drinking a Riverfest.
Yeah, I'm
So
not much
that's
of a
good.
beer drinker, but this one I can handle.
The Riverfest is fantastic.
Super good.
Okay, so let's get back to the comments here. I've figured out a way to let Tim in on the comments. So you got to keep it PG. And if you're new here, why don't you explain what Thursday Night Live is and kind of how it came about?
All right, so Thursday Night Live, we are in season 3, so we've been live with you guys for 3 years. We started in a brewery, and what we did originally before times were what they are now is we gathered with a group of people from our local Calgary area. We provided materials for everyone to tie along with us, and we just gave instruction. It was a really good way of building a community around tying in the off season. Obviously, things have changed a bit since then. The way the world is right now has kind of forced us into a little bit different design, and honestly, it's created something that's even more special. And now we're shooting out of a studio instead of the brewery right now. But what it's done is it's given us the capability to reach a lot more people. So it's been pretty awesome. Now
Grown the community.
growing the community, yeah. It's not so limited to who could be there. We were always live, but now it feels that I think everyone being a little bit more quarantined, being inside, they're spending more time involved with this kind of thing, and it's brought a super special group of people together. But more of what Thursday Night Live itself is, we tie 2 flies every night, so we have 2 patterns in the docket again this evening. And what we do is we donate, Dana and myself, all the materials for 20 kits a week to our local brewery where we were originally always meeting. But this year what we've done above and beyond that is we've created the opportunity for people all over the world to be able to do the same thing with us. So we created these season 3 kits, which have all 20 episodes in it. When you order one online, what you get is packages look like so. So this will be our episode 2 tonight. What comes in here is enough material to tie each pattern twice, as well as you already get a pre-tied fly in there. So you're actually getting 6 flies, out of each package, and that's what you get for each evening. So 20 episodes in there. I believe we are, how many? 3 left? Yeah, overwhelming, guys. We can't thank you guys enough for the support you've given to us this season. You guys purchasing these kits keeps the show going. So thank you. We only got 3 left, so if you're still wanting one, hop on the website and order them quickly, because otherwise they're going to be gone and we won't have any more this season. Okay? So until next season. So that's a little bit of an idea of what the show is about and what we do. And hopefully what we do is just bring people together to kind of BS with us. And like Dana said, he's mainly here just to look good and make me look bad. So
and it's hot in these onesies.
There's no joke that there may be slight nudity tonight, because this is no joke warm.
So when I put the camera on Tim, I had to go around and turn the lights down a bit. I saw the reflection or the glare on his dubbed chest was
what
causing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah.
Still a little bit of fuzz in there.
We got more things to talk about, but what's important and more important is you guys. So let's start giving you guys some shout outs here.
Definitely.
Aaron Novlan, what up the game to Nano? I think he's talking to Cam.
Cam's in 7X.
Okay, there you go. Matthew York from Alaska, always appreciate your support and seeing you every Thursday. Mm-hmm. The real Jen Lyle, we appreciate him. It's her husband on his account. And Laura DeMartin, hello everyone, hope your day's been good, totally ready to relax and start tying. Awesome. 100%. It's been a really crazy, hectic week around here, but that's awesome. And what I'll say with that is if you haven't received your kit yet, trust me, there's nothing we can do. There's even shipping from here to 2 hours is December, like last Monday was sent out, and it's still not there. So we 100% apologize. I wish we could force it through quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's COVID or Christmas, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chris Torres says, I love Benny Hill music. Can you play more of it? That's how I read it.
Oh.
Maybe. He didn't say it like that. Mike Dumont, Greg Jones, what's up, brother? Mark, not sure if we can share this on air, but Mike's dad passed away yesterday. So our deepest condolences and sympathies out to you, Mark. You've become a great friend over the past couple years, and we love you, man.
Yeah.
And we're here thinking about you, and we're glad that you joined in with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Rick Flink, Northwest Montana, he is ready to get tying. So what thread should they get ready while we're BSing?
That's a good point. So the two flies we have in the docket tonight. We're doing a green copper john, so a little bit of a variance on the original copper john, and a purple prince. So the first thread we're going to use, I'm going to use like a lime green. This is going to be a 6/0 or 70 denier. Color-wise, not super critical. If you got a brown or a black, it'll do just fine. I just had the green, so I'm going to use it. Next one you can prepare for yourself is for the purple prince. Again, you could use white, black, or if you want to go purple, purple's a nice accent on it. Again, we're going to be doing it with a 6/0 or a 70 denier.
So you guys get your bobbins up, and let's get back to the comments. Merks, what's up?
Buddy?
Bags, he's back. Chaz is back. He got his kit.
Yeah.
And I love the posts about it. Baird Sturgeon, what did we get into? You don't even know. You don't even know yet. Cam, Joel Sather, beer. Scott Williams loves the hoodies. Also, some giveaways tonight from the keg on McLeod Trail. So because they've shut all the restaurants down, they're still doing curbside pickup. And I believe what they're also doing is you can get these kits to cook at home.
Yeah.
And so Scott is the manager at Keg on McLeod Trail. And this gift only works for locals. And so he's donated two $50 gift cards to the keg. So we'll be giving those out too. John Michelle, can't wait to see Rocky Mountain Fly Shop represent. I think I'm so far behind on the comments.
Yeah, I think you are, dude.
I'm trying to just, Ben Armstrong, what's up, brother?
Merry Christmas, man.
Brent Struthers, he won the kit a couple weeks ago, so new to tying, and he's got his kit. Rick, welcome back. And Roman Quintana.
We know where he's from.
From Montana. Welcome back, buddy. Cheyenne, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Cheyenne.
Welcome back. See, Merks is in the house. I think I've already said that. I'm starting to repeat myself. And so, if you're wondering why the music is so bad, it's because we can't play mainstream music.
Yeah.
So we have to use this essentially free playlist.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cool. I really can still have music, but there's moments.
So I would like to be rated the worst background music live show 2020. All right. Jen Lyle is out of control. Yep.
Oh,
so we are going to tie flies. We're tying the chartreuse copper john to get started. So if you just joined in, make sure you thread your bobbin with some sort of 6/0. We're going to use green, lime green. You can use white. You can use black. It's up to you. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of what we're doing. The hats, Jim Chevalier. I'm going to butcher. You say some names.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Rusty Pool.
Rusty Pool. He's awesome, man. It's good to see you back, brother. Scotty's drinking the gingerbread lager. Mm-hmm. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was my phone that had bad audio, but I guess not. So it's your phone.
You're getting your award.
Yeah, it is just. These are classics. I think this is like Carrie Underwood or something.
Definitely, must be.
The free version.
The free.
Okay. So we got these onesies, and our friend down the street, Jen Lyle, sewed our patches on.
Oh yeah.
And Jen Lyle also requested that Tim reaches into his pocket and see what
I don't even want to know what's in here.
is in your pocket.
Piece of paper.
What's that?
If I have to pay something in the form of nudity.
This is from the real Jen Lyle.
Oh man, okay. It says, hey big boy, looking mighty fine in that onesie. I hope you have been a good boy this year. Santa brings you everything you want, like coconuts floating down the Bow River. Stay sexy, pal.
Oh, Jen.
Thanks, Jen. You are a sweetheart and a gem.
And a gem.
Thank you for that.
Gem is a gem.
Gem is a gem.
Okay. So the wife's in here. Your wife.
I bet.
Yep. She's probably not jealous of Jen Lyle.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Okay, so Joel down in the Florida Panhandle got his kit today.
Amazing.
So things are looking up.
Yeah, things are moving. It's weird.
Okay. So what I'm going to tell you guys is that there's a secret today to winning prizes.
Oof.
And I'm just checking out something here. This live feed has 65 shares. So when we hit 100 shares, what should we give away first?
That's a good question. There's a lot in there.
We'll go big. Go big or go home. So we have a Amundsen kit, rod, reel, and I believe there was the fly line on there.
I think there is. Maybe not. I can't remember.
So it's easy. Rocky Mountain Fly Shop sent us this kit to give away. And I believe this one was a... Did you look at the size yet?
I did not look at that one.
Just so you guys can see that it's not a fake. It is a 9-foot 8 weight.
Oof,
So
all right. Pike rod.
smaller saltwater rod, pike rod, or
Good
bass.
streamers.
Bass.
Yeah.
Good streamer rod on the Bow River. And it's set up pretty much ready. Oh, there's no fly line. Sorry. It is the rod and the reel. And I think this thing retails for, I think it was like $300 or $400.
Yeah.
So anyways,
That's awesome.
if we get to 100 shares, we're going to do a giveaway. And you guys all know how we do the giveaways. Because we don't.
It may change every episode, but hey.
Yes. But, okay. What else do we got? We want to give a shout out to Shore Fishing, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, Bow River Brewing, Norvice, and The Keg. And having said that, why don't we check out this week's ads from our sponsors?
With the amount of time we spend in front of our vices, don't you think you deserve a pair of scissors that can make the cut?
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop is a small home-based family-run business located in Olds, Alberta.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvice is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
All right, there it is.
There it is. We're back.
Okay, so I'll check the stats. I think that's all we got for announcements.
Yeah, I think so.
And we also have some paintings to give away.
We do?
And they are stacked around the room. So, Tim, let's get started on that fly.
Let's do it. So, we are going to start off with our Copper John, lime green Copper John. If you go into your packet, you're looking for, if you guys have this at home, you're looking for your Season 3, Episode 2, okay? Episode 2 pack, you're going to have, again, as always, you're going to have 2 packages in there. Be careful because you have some free beads in there that are loose. We're going to need those for our second fly, so don't tear open your bag too vigorously and lose them on the floor. You're going to have in here a couple flies already tied. You're going to have your 2 packages. Okay, 2 packages. The purple one is going to be our second fly. That's our purple prince, so you can go ahead and set that aside. The one we're looking for right off the hop is going to be this guy here. So you got some peacock curl and green wire in there. That's what we're going to be doing to start with here. So I'm going to show you right off the hop here what we are tying so you can see it. This is a green Copper John. So we fish this mostly on the bow later in the season. So tie a second one if we got time with a bead on it and show you how that tying varies a little bit. It is harder to tie without a bead, but we like to fish this as a dropper. So late in our season here, we can fish it under a hopper. If it's a Betis pattern, if it's a bluing, all of it, that's what we're kind of going for, and that's why we're tying it tonight on a size 14. We're not trying to make it super big. It could kind of go mayfly-ish in general, but specifically we're thinking it's going to fall somewhere in the lines of a Betis pattern or a bluing olive. Okay, so tying without a bead on these nymphs, if you've done it before, you know it's a little bit of a challenge. So I encourage you to, when I'm explaining things, leave in your proper space where you need to, because if we crowd it up at the head, this is about the worst case scenario. A downturned eye, all your thread materials want to head off the front of the fly. You don't want to lose all that work you put in, okay? So let's go ahead and we will affix. I'm going to open up this bag here. We're going to get a hook in there. So like I said, this is going to be a size 14. This is a Nymph Hook. You do have some little materials in these bags. You've got a couple of strands that are very difficult to see that are this flashback. So you want to be very careful not to lose those. Let's go ahead and start by getting a hook in the vise. Like so. Now if anybody knows me, they know my least favorite tying material are biots. Absolutely hate them. And tonight we have nothing but bites going on. So we're going to be patient together and work on some techniques to help us tie in bites. Okay, so tonight we're working with goose bites, and goose bites are notoriously known for being slippery, quite silky, just kind of difficult to get going. So we're just going to start by getting our thread. I started just behind the eye. So it went always, and sometimes it's really simple, but over-explained at times. Sometimes it's understated. We need to say when we get our thread on our hook, we want to start our thread, hold on to a little tag, and work on our thread back over itself. And that's what actually binds it down, makes it safe for us to cut out that thread. A lot of times people just want to start wrapping. They start at the back and move forward. Well, then it has nothing to bind on itself, right? So we want to make sure that when we start our thread, we always going to wrap back over itself. Okay? Now we're going to take this thread all the way back to the top of the hook bend. And we'll leave it there. Okay, we're going to cord it up a bit.
Rick loves tying with buyouts. I actually don't mind them at all.
Really? Oh, I really don't like them. I just find that they're super finicky to work with, and they never really end up landing where you want them to or looking as good as you want, especially on smaller patterns. Maybe it's just that I suck at it.
Did you bring the air conditioning? Because
I'm going to be losing some here before too long. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so you're going to reach into your pack and you're going to have some brown biots. We're going to start with those brown guys. I need you to separate them. And this is where the fun's going to begin. So separate them from them together. And I just like to go right away and trim out that little piece of stem. Let's get that little butt piece out of there. We're not going to need it. Okay. Now what I want you to do, you can tell that on these biots they have a curve to them, right? You can see both there, they're flared up. You want to stack the flares so that they're opposing. So when I put this bottom one against this one, it's going to flare in the opposite direction. So I'll get these stacked up and then I'll show you what I mean from a different angle here. Woo, of course. And these suckers, if you drop them, can be super hard to see. So just be careful. So we're trying to line up the tips. And what we're trying to do is get that shape. Okay? Now when we're tying this onto our hook, what we're actually going to do is roll it over. And we're going to have one go on either side of the hooks. I'm not going to tie it down just quite yet, but I'll show you there. Okay?
Wow.
So you can see you have one on either side of the hook.
Look at that.
Sounds like we know what we're doing here.
Looks like you wearing shorts.
Yeah. Oh, you're terrible. Okay, so anyways. The length that we want for this is we want about half the hook shank in length is what we want the tail. Now the next fly we tie, we're going to double that. But for this one, we want that tail to be quite short, about half the hook length. And that makes it more challenging because what I do need to do here is I need to switch hands, pinch those biots, and then take control of my bobbin. Okay, so this is a kind of a critical move here that you don't want to miss. Okay, so I've got them pinched on the hook, one on either side. I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to pinch that down there. Now I have them still where I want them. What I want to do is start by taking a nice open wrap. Take one more, light one, we're not pulling down yet. Now I want to take those materials with my finger, with this finger, and start pulling back towards myself a bit, because when I cinch down the thread, it's going to roll the biots up on top of the hook. Okay, so now that I've got them where I want them, I'm going to cinch down. Okay? Oh, look at that, they almost landed where they're supposed to. Okay, so what you're hoping to achieve here is a splayed biot, and they are maneuverable a bit once they're on there. You can use your fingers, you can bend them out, but that ain't half bad. Okay? So kind of the key here is remembering that when you put them on and then you pull back, like I said, tip them towards yourself, because when you pull tight on your thread, it's going to want to drag them up on top of the hook for you. Okay? And that applies to a lot of materials, but what I want to do is start wrapping thread over top of those biot butts up until I reach about the 2/3 where I mark up the fly. So if I think I got my hook bend here, up here where I want to stop is because I'm going to put my wing case in here. And if I overfill this with material like these biots, it's not going to end well for everything I want to do. So I'm going to stop this is right where I'm going to stop my wire too. So I'm going to bring it right to there. Okay? So you can go in, snip out those biots now that they're good and secure. Be sure not to snip your thread. Secure down the rest of those butts. I'm just going to lay down a nice kind of thread base. I'm going to head back to the back here. And I'm going to put a few more wraps down. Being careful not to manipulate those biots too much. I'm going to go in and splay them one more time just to make sure they're where I want them. And all I've done is taken a scissor, my scissor points, and I'm coming in here and opening it up. Okay? So that I get the shape that I want. It's kind of hard to see it in there, but like so. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring my thread right back to that 2/3 mark again. Now I'm going to go in and grab my wire. So this wire color, this is a really nice one. This is actually olive. Sometimes we do tie them in a color that almost matches my thread. It's a lot more lime green. But this is the color we're going to work with today. I really like it. And the reason I really like having that sharp green color underneath is some of that shows through the wire at times if you don't leave your wrap super tight. It gives it a nice appearance. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to secure it to the near side of the hook, near being towards me. And I'm going to just thread wrap all the way back until I reach where my biot started, okay? I don't want to over wrap there. And I just kind of smooth it out with my thread on my way back up. And I'm going to kind of finish again. I want to cord up my thread so it's not super flat. Once I get it to there, I'll give you guys a second to catch up in case we took a little bit of time getting those biots in. Take a sip of beer.
And
could even look at this other beautiful man. Whew, your face is red.
Yeah, well, I went out and sat on the deck for an hour.
Yeah.
While you were working with your buyouts. Apologize if the sound was really bad before. Don't know why, but hopefully it's fixed. And thanks to everybody who called in to the help hotline.
Help hotline.
It's also my phone, and it's a text message saying, but some of the guys that text in, Jim James, William Crawford, we're not sure if we can totally...
Did he have his hearing aids in?
Yes. That's a good point. It's a good point, Jim.
Legitimate question.
So, where do you like to fish this fly?
Where is in river or where is in where in the river?
Why, where, how, and when?
Okay, why, here, and when? I would say my when is going to be September. My how is going to be with this specific pattern, not weighted, under a hopper pattern. So I'm going to go,
So it's going for the dropper.
Going for the dropper. I'm going to fish it in 2 to 4 feet of water.
Well then, how deep is your dropper?
My dropper is going to be 18 to 20 inches below the surface.
So could you assume that the fish are going to eat this like a blue-wing olive-ish nymph?
That's what I would be aiming for.
That's a good one, Tim. That's a good one, Tim.
So it's like a...
Okay,
what I'm talking about.
So let's check in with the comments here while everybody gets... And remember, it's easy to stop the show. You just type in SOS and we stop. We got nowhere to go. We're in no rush. If things go really fast, we could tie this fly again with a bead. Show you something a little different. If not, we'll keep moving. SOS gets you guys
a pause.
A pause. A pause.
Like that one.
I know.
We'll get you a...
Do you like my...
A pause.
Do you think if we just do this for the next 10 minutes? Like... We'll get another text message about the audio.
Probably. Yes,
so
I would hope so.
What's your favorite holiday drink? I really like eggnog and Captain Morgan's in a smoothie form.
Ooh, I've never tried that.
Oh. Well,
all right.
If the world was normal and we were allowed to hang out, I would make you one
Sounds
time.
Good.
So, okay, Mark. He was late, but he's back. See, that's why I restarted the show, because we thought Mark was going to be late, and so we didn't want to.
Don't want to rush him.
Sean Ellison says, SOS, I'm still working on Amy's aunt. More like Satan's aunt.
Satan's aunt. Yeah.
Satan's aunt.
Satan's anus.
So Benoit just joined and he's like, did I miss my commercial?
You did.
And he did.
Briefly.
So he's going to have to stay tuned. Let me check if we have reached 100 shares. And I say that like I know how to check. So he's going to have to stay. But I don't. So I will let you get back to that.
All right, we'll get back to this.
Dig deep and get going. All right. Here we go.
Here we go. Okay, so at this point in the fly, we're going to start working with our wire. For myself, just being that this is the style of vise I tie on, I'm just gonna do a little half hitch in my thread and get it out of the way. If you don't have the option to spin your vise, it's fine. Just leave your thread there and you can hand wind. What I'm gonna do is start my wraps with my wire. So I wanna have nice, fairly close to touching wraps all the way up. Like I said, I kind of like leaving a tad bit of space on some of them because that nice green thread will come through and kind of give it a little bit different appearance. But I'm just going to work my way.
Missed.
Missed.
Leave
me alone.
I hope your thread breaks.
No, don't say that.
Have another beer, Tim. Let's see how that thread goes.
Okay, so I want to be careful again. Remember, guys, I don't want to come so far up. In fact, I'm going to take one more wrap off that. I want to be no more than that 2/3 mark up from the hook bend. Nope, I lied. Nope, I'm going to leave it. What I'm going to do is secure my wire off here. So how I'm going to do that, how do you secure wire? Just like any other material. I'm going to come on one side, come on the other, couple wraps in front, couple wraps behind. And I'm going to go in and get rid of that wire. You can either helicopter it off, or I just use Dana's scissors.
What?
Go in. You heard me. I'll snip that out.
It's a good time for Benoit's commercial.
This is a great time for his commercial.
Ben was at hockey.
Oh, see where the important things are. Okay, so from here, guys, we're pretty much left with just our wing casing. And now this is where it gets a little busy. We got a lot kind of going on at this front half of the fly, but we'll try to break it down and keep it real simple. Okay, so the first thing we need to put in is this is that thing I was telling you don't lose. So it's very difficult to see, but it's just this little bit of flashback material. What I want you to do is, this is actually just miniature Flashaboo. I want you to fold it over so you got two strands. So at this end, I've got a loop, and at this end,
Tom says he needs a Norvise, but has a Peak. Great vise.
Yeah, Peak's a good vise.
You'll soon see why the Norvise is pretty cool.
Yeah, the Norvise is pretty cool. Obviously, we'd love to help you in making that decision. We're pretty biased, but that's because we love them. So,
just one sec. Hold tight. The question was, have we tried the Magnum hubs?
That's exactly what I have on here right now.
It's funny you should ask.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can see it in this cam, but there they are.
Yeah. I have, I upgraded to the Magnum hubs probably about 6 or 7 months ago.
Right near the end of last season?
Yeah, I had them for like maybe 1 or 2 episodes at the end of last season. I love them. They are more efficient. They're the bearings, the size, everything, the weight, they spin faster. Is faster better? I don't know, probably not, but it feels good, so I like it. But yeah, it's a nice little additive. That's kind of the nice thing that I like about not just one, but of many things I like about the Norvise. It's just when you buy your first standard legacy vise from Norvise, it's the upgrades. It's everything you can do to it, right? You can continually add things to it, whether it's new jaws, bigger jaws. You can change these to stainless steel. You can now get the colors, which you will have the privilege of seeing shortly. By the time we come back, hopefully. So there's all these different things you can change, the hubs, like all these things, and it just makes it so you get in at the entry-level Norvise, and then as you can afford to or choose to, you start adding all these other things to it, and it's awesome. Yeah.
And I think someone was saying they just received the Norvise bobbin, if I remember the question, and so if you're not in or able to jump into the Norvise, the bobbin set, the bobbin kits, super cool too. So that also works with your vise, whatever you have now.
Yeah, I legitimately could not go back to another bobbin, and that's just an honest statement from tying with these now. No other bobbin does it retract on itself. So think of all the times that you're frustrated and you're trying to sit there and hold a material and wheel your spool back up. It's not a problem with this. And yeah, I don't care what vise I ever tie on. I will never tie with another bobbin. So that's a really cool
Cool.
piece too.
Well, it looks like
There's our infomercial. Now moving on.
one of my favorite commercials because I think it's the first person to notice the material that went into this.
Oh, who is it? Who is it?
Chaz.
Right?
I know.
So Chaz, you're not.
Okay.
You're not kidding.
You're not kidding.
You're not kidding. We're about
back
to show you.
to the cameras
All right.
that work for fly tying.
Yeah. So I've got that material doubled over. You can see here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take those. I'm gonna get a nice securing wrap. I'm gonna put them over where I need them to be. And once I get that securing wrap, I'm gonna spin my bobbin here for a second. Once I get that securing wrap, I can pull them back to the eye. And now I want these to be right on top. Okay, it's pretty important that these are centered in the top. I'll lay those there. And I'm gonna come back forward. Okay, now, Chas is not wrong. This material, take a stab at what you think this is. Okay, just take a stab. This is what we're gonna use as our back for our nymph. Okay, so there's lots of different materials that get used. Sometimes it's scud back or thin skin. But yeah, drop a comment, see if you can figure out what this is. Okay. What we are going to actually do with this, and it's kind of the prep to get going on this fly, is I need you to try with your scissors the best you can to cut this in half longwise. Okay, so down the length here, I want you to try to cut it in half. We don't want that full thickness with this specific material. It does not sit well on this nymph if we have the full thickness. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my scissors like so. Try to show you the best I can. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to cut it. Okay, so I'm going to come out of the camera now so I can do it, so I can see it. Try to cut down it. You're not going to be able to cut evenly down the whole thing because it's just the way the material is, but if you can get a good scissors length cut, then you can just grab the two pieces and let them peel. And if you're slow and careful about it, it'll come off fairly even, and you should be left with something that's about like that. Okay, and that's about half the thickness. Okay, and that's what we're going to use. I'll give you a second because I know that the first few times I did that, it wasn't super easy. Sometimes it takes a few cuts to get the shape you want. It's not critical that it's perfectly even all the way down. It's just we want it thinner than that full thickness. Somewhere around halfway is going to be about perfect. Okay?
Wait. You asked people what they thought it was.
Yeah.
So let's go back and check it out. Cassette audio tape, garbage bag.
Garbage bag.
What band was it? No, I don't. I think it's what is the material? Hard drive bag, 8-track too thick, cassette tape, window tint.
Window tint, yeah.
Tape from an old cassette tape, garbage bag, static, condoms. Well, John,
there are flies that you've condom. There's no joke. So
if that's your condom material.
You might want to beef it up there, bud. How many kids do you have?
None. He's never enjoyed sex.
No, definitely not.
Having a 8-track around his 1-track.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay. All right. We've done enough.
We've done it. So yes, you guys are right.
Thin skin also is awesome.
It's brilliant.
But this is different. And some of these materials that we've used are thinking outside the box.
Yep, you got to think outside the box sometimes. Look at things that are sitting around your house. Look at craft supplies. There's lots of things that are applicable for patterns and substitutable. Like, where do you think people got the ideas to go manufacture these products? Is from things they'd found. They go and they replicate them in a production form and bring them back to fly tying. So a lot of materials are done that way. This specifically, yes, is cassette tape. Pretty awesome. It's think outside the box. Okay?
Why? Because it emulates very similar. Think about the size of that. All you need that to do is just slightly refract light, right? In a nymphal casing type thing. Elicits a strike. And maybe all of us are giving way too much credit to the fish.
I think you're probably right.
I've been guiding long enough. And it's not true. It's not true. Okay. Back to that.
Back to the fly.
And then let's give away, because we hit the 100 shares.
Awesome. Okay.
Let's give this away. All right.
Let's get this fly done, and we'll get given away. Okay? So what I'm going to do here, just like I did with that last material, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and just cut this on a bit of an angle. So just so I have a little bit of a point on it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to lean it towards the near side of the fly, towards myself. I'm going to take a gathering wrap around it. Get some thread wraps over it. And once I got it pinched down, it kind of sucks right to there. I'm going to pull the material back a bit so it's out of my eye of the hook. I'm going to make sure it stays right on top. I'm going to bring it back to where I left that flash, right where my my wire wrap should have stopped. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. Next piece we're coming in with, we're building that thorax of the fly. So what are we going to build that out of? Well, probably the best material to do that, and a lot of patterns, is our peacock herl. So you just need a single strand. I suggest pinching off the top inch or so because it is quite fragile. We don't have anything per se on this pattern that's going to hold that in place. And you're going to notice that on one side of the peacock herl, it is, I'll pull over here, there. Yeah, so one side of the peacock herl, I'll kind of buff it up a bit. One side has long fibers, one side has short fibers, okay? Just like any kind of hackle, things like that. Sometimes the underside it's almost like a biot side of a feather, okay? But we want to make sure that when we tie this in, we actually tie the short feather or the short fiber side down, so that when we're wrapping it, what's exposed and lifting up is the tall fibers, which is what we want to emulate this thorax, okay? So when I take it, I'm going to take it so that the tall fibers are pointed up, and I'm going to tie this in right back here against where I left that, pull that fiber there. Now I'm going to wrap this forward, okay, to behind the eye. Now, this is where things get a bit tricky, okay? And what I mean by tricky is if you just take a half a glance at that hook, you can see that everything is trying to tip off the front of that eye and fall forward, okay? We don't want that thread, we don't want the material to spill off the front of the fly. So this is what I like to do in this pattern. I'm going to take, making sure I don't lose any thread wraps, I'm going to pop my vise, jaws open, and I'm going to tip the head up vertically a little bit, okay? Now that's going to help me keep a little bit of that stuff from wanting to fall off the front of the eye. It almost evens out that hook point a bit, or the hook eye a bit, okay? From this point, all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this peacock herl, this nice open wraps, getting that herl to stand up nice and tall. Gonna bring that forward, giving that nice, bulky looking thorax. We get up to our thread, we're just gonna tie it off right there. Again, remembering that this stuff is super fragile, okay? So we don't wanna pull on it too hard, anything like that, because it will break. The material is fragile. That's why we're gonna cover it with the wing case and hopefully strengthen it up a bit that way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach in and snip that out. Now this is where things get real fun, okay? You're gonna have a...
Hold tight.
All right, hold
SOS.
SOS.
SOS. All right, so while we're saucing, I don't know, it's not fair to give away something when people are catching up.
Well, that's true.
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check in with Colin from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Colin, if you're here listening, here, there, where are we? Too many things going on. Let's patch him in.
Yeah.
And he's going to say hi from the fly shop. So Colin, if you're there, you know what to do. And let me see you pop up. And then that'll give people time to catch up.
Yep.
And then we'll give this away. And then you will finish that fly.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good indeed. Patch 'em.
Trying to think of really creative ideas to give stuff away that aren't the number between 1 and 100. But I think that's how it's going to go. Okay, hang tight. Hold tight. The guest is in the green room. Let's flop over here. Let's assign him to guest 1. And all right, check it out, folks. Colin?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you, buddy?
Oh, pretty good, man.
So this is Colin with Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, who has donated all the giveaways for tonight. Almost all of them, besides my 12-year-old and the keg.
12-year-old isn't a giveaway. Can you pass me your AirPod, please?
Well, no, we're not giving her away. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Tim needs to
I need to
hear.
be able to hear.
Yeah. Okay, Colin. Walk us through your shop.
Yeah, so basically, guys, this is a fly shop. We're a base business here in Old Alberta. We're open by appointment. So anytime anybody wants to stop in, feel free to give us a shout. And as of this morning, we're also have an online store that's up and running. So that's available 24 hours a day. So basically, we'll take you for a quick walk around here. We've got our fly rods and everything over here on this side. We do have a bunch of fly tying materials here in the shop. So we've got your fur, feathers, thread, lots of different fly tying kits and stuff for people who are just getting started. Yeah, that's about her. One of the great things with the new law.
We're just trying to hear you a bit here. It's a little quiet on your end. That's okay.
Yeah, no problem. One of the great things with our new online store is that everybody's going to be able to check out our inventory whenever they want from home, and you're able to check out everything that we've got on there.
Awesome. So you've put some Thursday Night Live kits in your shop?
We have, yeah. So we're actually almost sold out. This was our Thursday Night Live spot up here, but as you can see,
they're gone.
Yeah, so I do have one more available right now, and I think you guys were saying earlier with it left. There's not around.
And so you're located in Olds, Alberta, so
Yes, sir.
which is kind of between Calgary and Red Deer. So if you guys are here, I put the website, I believe, in the comments, and somewhere they went there. If you're here, you can look them up on the website. They can ship to you. And if you come through Olds, heading to the West Country, give them a shout, and they'll meet you at the shop. Or usually they're there most times. I just got to give them a shout and swing on by. And as you can see, they're fully stocked. They've carried Thursday Night Live kits, which they're sold out, which is fantastic. Also, what else are you carrying as of today?
Come on over this way.
Well, come on over this way.
So as of today, we are going to be stocking these awesome Kia fly tables. I'm just getting to know mine here tonight. Just set it up here this afternoon, and it's absolutely great. These things are really cool because they're totally customizable. What I mean by that is, let me show you here. I don't have mine set up because I'm just kind of learning, getting my way around it right now. Basically, when you order one of these kits, it comes not assembled. You put it together yourself. You've got all these pins to be able to do your different, all your different stuff. It's exactly like the table that Tim's using on the show. And it's great. You get a strip, you get some different hooks, and you're able to paint them whatever color and stuff you guys want. So it's really cool. One of the things that I'm super excited about with tables for sure is the price point. I think they're priced really, really well compared to a lot of other stuff that's available. And yeah, they're available through our shop. We've got them online. We ship them as well. The shipping on these is it's about $30 to ship them out. So if you guys are interested in them, then check out the website, or you can check us out on Facebook. There's a link on there that'll send you right to the website as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, the kits, the tables, we showed them kind of last week. You get them, they all ship flat. You put your pins in, you put your pegs in. They have holes for all your tools. They have dishes cut out. I'm pointing like you guys can see my fingers. It's this virtual spatial recognition that I'm not good at. But yeah, so all the pins come with it. You get hooks. You can hook underneath that shelf. You those dishes are cut out for beads and hooks. You get some magnetic tape so you can put it wherever you want on the table. And feel free to check out RockyMountainFlyShop.net. And I think Colin's got 6 left in stock. And go to the website. You can order one and have it for Christmas. Probably not, given. Isn't that what they say? So awesome. Well, we appreciate your sponsorship, believing in the process with Thursday Night Live, and also for the giveaways that you've given to give everybody who comes in and watches with us. So looking forward to doing more with you.
That's good stuff, and thank you guys very much for giving us the opportunity to be part of your show, and we're super stoked about it down here. Big time.
Awesome.
Man.
Well, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Yeah,
And let's get back to tying some flies.
Sounds good.
Okay. Almost there.
Almost there.
Yes. Sorry if the audio was a little patchy there. But that's Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. And so we're giving this away. And it's super easy now that you've all caught up. Because we're doing number 1 to 100. And the winner number is... I've written it down right here. So go ahead. First person to hit the winning number between... Got to get the Christmas going. 1 and 100 wins. That's it. There's no tricky dicky. Just got to get the number. And we're good to go. Okay. Side. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with the numbers.
Let it go.
All
What
right.
did you type down over there? You didn't show me.
What? Oh.
All right.
All right. I wrote it down, and
number.
let's go. Let's get the party started. Looks like only 6 people want to play. Oh, wait. Sorry, they just refreshed the comments.
I was going to say.
All right.
Come on,
I'm way
guys.
off. Okay.
Free
How are we
stuff.
going to keep up with this? And this is to be verified later on in the show.
Yes.
Remember, it's a 9-foot 8-weight Amundsen, and it comes with a reel.
Comes with the reel.
Tim,
There's a
watch
lot of-
the numbers.
There's a lot of numbers between 1 and 100.
There's 100.
Yeah. Ooh, some close ones.
Whoop.
Come on now.
Hang tight, folks.
Hang tight.
It's
Doesn't normally take long.
I think I'm.
We didn't tell
I'm
you
getting.
only had one entry. So
I'm
keep
getting
guessing.
dizzy from trying to figure out who has guessed lucky number. Do. Someone's got to get
Come
it.
on.
Guess as many times as you want.
Yeah, there's no limit.
As many times as you want. Cody Frankie, he guessed
He did.
because he wants it back.
Oh, Roman.
Did he
Killing
get
the
it?
Man. No, but he's guessed so close, like twice now. Keep going.
Can you guess more than once? Yeah, guess as many times
Many
as you want.
Keep it going.
Yeah. Get your fingers ready for the whip finish
Yeah.
and start putting numbers down.
Oh, man.
And
Keeping it
as
rolling,
many
guys.
guesses as you want.
You can just keep rocking.
I think I picked the hardest number
You did.
out there.
That's not an easy number.
Okay, hang tight, folks. Keep trying. Keep guessing. Do.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm trying to stay diligent with these numbers. Oh,
So many of them.
I know. It's just somebody guess. Hurry. All right, Trish. No, that's not a number.
What was it? 888?
Oh, here we
There it
go.
is.
Joe Manchinton.
There you go,
Joe
Good guess, man.
Manchinton.
Joe.
Just to prove.
39.
39. Joe. Where did you go? You are the winner of the 8-weight fly rod. No strings attached. Not even a fly line.
Not even a fly line.
But there is a rod and a reel in there, and that's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm going to spin right
Epic.
to the bottom. So the number was 39.
39.
And Joe Manchinton, you have to send us an email info@flyfishingbowriver.com. And we'll get this shipped out to you. And the way the
Epic, man.
shipping's going, you'll have it by Christmas
pike
next
season.
year. All right, cool. We have more stuff to give away. That's a fact.
That's a
But
very
Tim
true fact.
has a tie that is unfinished.
Unfinished
So
flies.
we're going to need to get back to that.
Yeah, this is the fun part. We're almost there. Okay, guys, so in your packages, you're going to have some type of feather. In this case, this is what it normally looks like. This is just from a hen cape. Nothing complicated, but what's nice is these hen capes that are in like a dark brown or even a light brown, nice speckled feathers. That's what we're kind of looking for, just to give the appearance of these are going to be the legs that are hanging off this fly, okay? So how we're going to prepare this and do this, there is a few different ways of tying in these legs, but I'm going to show you what I think is the simplest way to do it, okay? So when you look at your feather like so, you want to reach up and grab just the very tips, okay? And pull everything else back down. And even readjust once or twice. All you want is the very tip. And making sure that there's even amount of fibers from both sides that are pulled up into it. Now remembering, there's enough fibers here to do both your flies. So I don't peel down each side. Don't peel those feathers off the stem because we need those still, okay? So this is what you're left with. Now go ahead and trim that little piece out. Just that tip, we're gonna reach in there and snip it. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull what we figure is somewhere between 10 and 12 fibers from bottom and top. We're just gonna pull them forward, leaving them attached to the stem. And this is a bit of a game of just getting used to what you think is a good number of legs. It's not like an exact science because obviously it's very difficult to count them. But I'm fairly comfortable with that right there. That looks about right. Okay, so we're gonna be left with that fancy looking V, okay? Now that V is important because that's how we're gonna achieve these feathers going the way we want them to. Okay, so you can tell that there's an underside to the fly, which would be over here, and a top side of the fly. So it's curving down, this being the underside. We wanna turn this so that the underside is facing down, and we're gonna lay it right up on top. Now I'll turn my vise so you can see this from this angle. But we're gonna lay this so it comes in on top of that thorax like that, like so. Okay, so again, it's out here. I'm gonna bring it in, set it on top of my thorax, and I'm gonna tie it in, which I'll show you in a second, and then I'm gonna be pulling this tape, cassette tape, up through the middle to part them, okay? So just so you can see what it looked like from the top before I actually tie it in. Okay, so I'm gonna place it on top, and now you're probably thinking, well, those legs are way too long. That's okay, I'm gonna solve that here in a moment. So what I wanna do is take my other fingers and pinch those fibers so they kind of go down either side of the fly. Now I'm going to take 2 thread wraps, 1, 2, I'm not pulling super tight. That's just to hold it in place. Okay, so what it looks like now, okay, just sitting there in place. Now I'm going to pull whatever back material you're using. I'm going to pull it forward. Right where I had left the other thread wraps, I'm going to put 2 more thread wraps down. Nice and light. We're not pulling tight here, guys. If we pull tight, we won't be able to achieve the next part. Okay? So now I've got 2 thread wraps on the feather, 2 thread wraps on the cassette tape. And what we're gonna do now is pull that back material up. I'm gonna grab onto that feather and I'm gonna softly pull. Now I'll turn it so you can see, but watch what that does to my legs.
Wow.
Okay? So I get to pull them in to the
Howdy,
length that
partner.
I want. So in this case, that's perfect. I want those to extend right about to the hook point. So if I gauge it, I look down, yeah, that's right about on my hook point, okay? And that's where I want to leave it. So from that angle, you can tell they reach back. Try to get a little blonder section of my shirt here. There, now you can see almost right back to there. They're going down either side of the fly. Really, that's what we're working for right there, okay? Now, from here, before we do anything else, we're gonna grab that flash material. We're also gonna bring that forward. We're gonna put 2 more thread wraps now that we got those legs where we want them. Okay, we're gonna pull down, now we can pull tight on that thread. Now we gotta deal with all this mess that's here. What I like to do, especially when I don't have a bead to work against, is I'm gonna pull up these 2 materials, so the back material and the flash material, and I'm gonna put a thread wrap over top of the 2 of them. Just on the underside, okay? Now I'm going to reach in, I'm going to trim out that feather as close as I can get it. So we got that out of the way. And now with those materials still attached, I'm going to come in here and whip finish. Okay, so I'm going to whip finish this fly. So again, remembering how we showed you last week, we're going to come in with our point. We're going to grab onto that thread, wrapping around the butt section of our whip finish tool, and then just naturally letting it push forward until I got my 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. And now what I got to do with that cross on the number 4, I got to slide it down to the fly. And now it just works in line. I'm going to go around once, twice, 3, 4. Okay. It's in there. I know it's good and secure. I'm going to reach in and just snip with my scissors. Going to get my thread out of the way. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim out these guys here as close as I can get them. Like so. Another reason I like to use that green thread is it gives me that nice green, it's almost like a hot spot up at the head, okay? Now if your wing casing came back and it didn't look amazing, it looked kind of gross, had a little bit of burrs on it, don't worry. We're going to put some UV material if you have it. I know, UV resin.
No resin. No resina. Oh.
No resina. I also like to not cheat, but it's a tool. It's a fly tying tool. This cautery device, I really like this thing. So when I have anything that's sticking up, I like to make points of contact whenever I'm using it because I want it to be stable.
Why did you take your hat off?
Because I can't breathe.
Sweating.
Oh, it's going down
This
my
is a
back.
moment.
This is the moment.
That all things could fall apart. Stay tuned, folks.
Moment. If I touch those threads with this, it's gone.
Don't take your eyes off the screen.
So I'm going to come in real light and just burn just enough so it comes back to even. That's all I was trying to do.
Oh yeah, that's
Skilled
good.
hand.
You're successful.
So when we're using resin, the kind of the more old school way would to be use like 5-minute epoxy. You mix it up, you set it, awesome. We've kind of not that we've moved past that, but we've got stuff that we can use now that's a lot easier. In this case, using UV stuff that we can torch and make hard immediately. What's that?
Cam, guess what?
What, Cam?
He broke his thread.
I'm guessing from the guaranteed you did. Cut your 7X. Okay, I'm going to use this bone dry. I have a couple different ones of these, and it sounds kind of silly, but I don't necessarily like to go to the thicker UV resin right off the hop. This one, I keep 2 of these bone dry. One I make sure I keep in the warmth so it's super thin all the time. And this guy, I let it freeze once, to be honest. So that's what it is. It almost freezes, and then it becomes a little bit thicker. And I like that viscosity when I'm doing this. So, but using a semi-thick resin, you're going to come up and you're going to put a drop.
Oh, look at that. That's
right on the wing case, up towards your thread.
Just
jump on it real quick, torch it.
Torch it.
Now all I really wanted to do was encase that back so it's going to give a nice glow through. It's also securing that material. Okay, so on the underside here, it's come just out onto those wire wraps. And that's what it gives me. Okay, that is your lime green copper john. Although it's a little bit of a variation of the original that came out in the mid-90s from John Barr, who is a guy from Montana. The lime green for us up here has been a super good pattern. Okay, so that is our copper john. You did it.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
And the best part is after you resin it, it looks epic. It just pulls the lyrics out of the cassette tape.
The lyrics. It almost
Having
has
said
this
that,
hum.
Given the fact that Cam may or may not have cut his thread, we're going to have to check out our sponsors. And he needs a good pair of scissors. One sec, folks. We'll be right back.
With the amount of time we spend in front of our vices, don't you think you deserve a pair of scissors that can make the cut?
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop is a small, home-based, family-run business located in Olds, Alberta.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvice is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
Boom. Just like that.
This music's too good.
I know.
You're losing your reward.
It's so good that it's so bad. So, questions here. So, now that we're finished the first fly, break your thread. Oh, okay.
Oh, I like this game, Ron.
Break
New
a
game.
thread.
Break your thread.
Do a shot.
If Tim breaks his thread,
We all do shots. Well, Tim. Come on, Tim.
All right.
Let's go back.
I just have this
break
fancy
it.
scalpel here.
Burn it. And Brent, whip finish, nailed it.
Awesome.
So great instruction,
Hey.
Tim.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Hopefully it's helpful.
Bruce is wondering if we've seen his UV light. Did he leave it on the boat?
Not that I know of.
I don't think so. I haven't seen it, but
Is it that big one that's sitting in the sky?
yes,
The only
you're
one,
going to
yeah.
need one. Okay. Can you use colored resin? 100%.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people use it for, oh man, they use it specifically for like a hot spot. So they might do what I just did and then put just a dot of an orange or a green or something to make it pop a little bit. But
Pop.
absolutely, like
100%.
you just don't want to lose the iridescence like of
That's-
the flash
yeah.
that you put in there, because if there's no point in putting that flash if you white it out with a color that you can't see it.
Yeah. Okay. John did not need to wait till the end of the fly to get torched. Wrapping cassette tape around
Yeah.
his things. And all right. Okay, folks. Sharpie works great too.
Yeah.
Sharpies, they should be in your fly tying kit and your fly fishing bag. I can't emphasize that enough, because Tim's out on the water and all he has is this. And there's March Browns or some other darker mayfly hatching, or subsurface, or nymphal stage. What does he do? He's got not the right color. He takes his marker and colors it. So many flies, foam flies, dry flies. I've done it so many times.
Yeah.
I didn't have exactly what I saw, and I just fished it, and it worked. So Sharpies are your friend.
Yeah. That's why carrying a lot of lighter, like PMD colored mayflies or something like that, patterns is nice, because then you literally, a Sharpie will color
Just color
any
'em
color,
up.
right?
100%.
Yeah.
Same thing with, if you don't have all the thread colors, just choose white, color it.
Yep.
You got exposed thread at the top, take your Sharpie, color it green, and then
Yep.
everyone thinks you got green thread.
Yeah. Super simple.
And sharpers are good if your fishing partner passes out. No, you can draw on them.
Oh, I thought it was for sniffing them away.
You can draw on them.
That's true.
Does Rocky Mountain Fly Shop sell Copper Johns online? I don't know. You have to check out their
You have to check
website. But you can also add a bead and fish it. The bead adds a little weight. You can put some lead wrap underneath. There's so many things that you can do to change the variation of this fly. And that's what's pretty epic about fly tying, is there is no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
Once you learn some techniques and some patterns, go wild.
Yep.
Which is the idea behind Thursday Night Live, is we've just taught you something. You've had the material or enough material to try it twice. And if you love it, you go into your local fly shop and buy them out. Buy all their material.
Time up. Get your couple dozen done for the season. Laughing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie Kerr says, I think I have a picture of Tim asleep on the back of my raft.
You might actually, Jamie. Man, that was a steelheading trip back in, oh man, that's got to be, I don't know, man, what, was Ren even born? So maybe 4 years ago?
Yes. You might have had a beer until you passed out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you guys were to book a trip with you guys, then what time of the summer would be your first pick? And then second, thinking about coming down and planning to book a trip in the near future, COVID dependent. It's a great question. So we are guides on the Bow River. That's our 4 months in the summer kind of gig, and then we get to do this in the off season. So if you could picture perfect planet, probably like the second week of July, doesn't always work out, but the stonefly, when the hatch comes off, which it did this year, and we had some pretty epic early mornings. So we're on the water at 5, the sun's coming up, it's super beautiful, and you're chucking big foam flies tight to the bank, and big fish are blowing up on them. So
Super fun time.
I like that. Consistently mid-August.
Mid-August, yeah.
Probably safer. A lot of things can
Hopper
happen
fishing.
with runoff. The hatch has been really weird the last probably 5 years. But mid-August and then September. Probably like first week of August till end of September. End of September can be weird weather. But I personally love September.
Yeah, me too.
But I love hopper fishing. The difference between hopper fishing and stonefly fishing is you don't have to get out of bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah. And it does have all the... if you have a great day of hopper fishing, it's as epic as stonefly.
Yeah.
Just they're
Just
maybe not
happens
as...
during the day.
Yeah, and it's longer. You're fishing them all day versus just the morning, so...
Yeah. So Rocky Mountain Fly Shop just confirmed they do sell the Copper John online. RockyMountainFlyShop.net. What else do we got to say? Okay, let's do some giveaways.
Yeah, why not?
We got so much to give away. I don't even know how to give them away. But let's give away. The next one up is a Rocky Mountain Fly Shop shirt, some forceps, some gink, and some stickers. So I'm going to be quick on this. And yes, like Bruce said, if you really want to get the experience of the Bow River, book the third week of October. It's a whitefish extravaganza. That is
Bring
a
a friend
fact.
because you're going to need them. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so if I don't fully answer your questions, ask them again because the questions keep rolling through here and I'm trying to get to everybody. Barrett, 100%. Can't wait to get you guys out this summer.
Yeah, man.
Alana, she booked the second week of July last summer and had a really great day with fat surface eats. I appreciate the day as well. That was pretty special. It was the first stonefly. Official magic happened on that day. That was super cool. Okay. Hang tight, just making sure I got all the questions answered. Ryan. Okay. What is your preference for the Orvis Helios 3F or D? So it's
Depends on the
basically
weight.
a medium action or a stiffer rod.
Yeah.
I have a 4-weight F, 6-weight D, which I love. So think of them more in the action sense. And the reason that Orvis got rid of mid-flex and tip-flex is because people weren't understanding that. So now they went with feel and distance. So think more fiberglass, medium, slow action, or stiff, faster action. Are you throwing big foam? You need a stiffer rod. Are you throwing streamers, nymphs? If you go for smaller dry flies, maybe that feel rod is better. Hopefully that answered the question for that. Chaz wants to do a magic upper bow ride. Okay. So what we're going to do is simply we refer to this as the top shelf. If you can tell me what was in the top shelf episode 1 last week, this is yours. All right, and go. Hopefully there's no lag. Beer's
There's
empty.
at least one guy that should know.
Stiffed fast action. We're waiting for the comments to start. I feel
I feel like
as
they're all
though-
refreshing right now.
refreshing.
They're going to come up in 10 of them.
They're going to just blow up. What was in? So, if you're not sure what top shelf is, it is literally that shelf. And I'll show Tim's full camera. But each episode, we put something different in there. Okay. We've got it. We've got them. The comments have come in. And I'm just going off of what we can see here. Cam, Elaine Lee,
like Elaine
Doug.
Lee. All right.
Doug is the winner.
Doug's the one.
I think that. And if I screwed up, I apologize. Elaine Lee,
All right.
also
Let's
known
tell Doug.
as Doug, wins
Doug.
the shirt. Okay, let's do something else.
What else do you want?
Um,
Let's go with this guy.
you show it off.
All right. So we've got, again, some more stickers. A couple more stickers here, and then we have this awesome Dr. Slick tying kit. So it's kind of the full deal. We got our whip finish. We have our couple pairs of scissors, bobbin threader, hackle pliers, and a hair stacker. Epic. Some stickers to go with it. All right, how are we gonna do this one?
All right. So, and again, this is gonna go quick, but that's like $100 kit.
It is. I can read the price tag on the back.
Yeah, that's insane. Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, you guys are awesome.
Yeah,
we
thanks so
appreciate
much.
it. And you guys watching will appreciate it too. Okay. So Devin said there was a photo of my kid in the top shelf. That's almost right. Cam is like my kid sometimes. Okay. I'm just going off of what we see as the first comment. What is Tim's wife's name? Let's see.
See if anybody. Well, yeah.
Let's
there's a few
see
people
if
that should
she
know.
is still tuned in.
And yes, babe, you can win this for me.
Yes, Tim was trying to steal it before the show. We're waiting on
All right.
our stuff to show up. They're froze here. They're paused, the comments, and then they just roll in.
There they go.
All right. Looks like
Anita.
Dana. The winner is Dana.
That one wins.
Okay.
Olga? Are you kidding me?
Olga. Let's go to
Tina.
Tina. No, Trish. Cam. Cam wins.
All right.
That's it.
The top
Cam.
shelf man himself.
Cam goes from top shelf to top notch
There you go,
because
buddy.
he just upgraded his whole fly tying.
Yeah. All
Arsenal.
His all tools are all upgraded.
That's Cam.
That's
You
epic.
might never get this. We're gonna steal it from you. He won the kit, the tools
I'm jealous.
kit. Okay, so folks, if you've got this far in the show, we hope you stay to the end because we have more stuff to give away,
we do.
and we have one more fly to tie.
One more to go.
So let's let Tim get back to that.
All right. Let's do it.
Oh, Trish said me.
You're
me
late.
Hepworth?
Come on.
Is it me, Hepworth?
You were supposed to be right at the top, babe.
She's way off.
Brutal.
Okay, back to Tim
Oh, yeah.
and his tying. Not
right,
the
guys.
fly. That's not your fly. You already tied it.
Let's drop that one out of the scene. And we are going to go to that next kit that we had that I asked you to set aside. It'll be this guy here. It's the little purple one, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead, switch my thread over. I'm gonna go to a purple UTC. No, this is actually, yeah, it is a UTC. A 70 denier in purple. And I'm gonna go and get this bag open. So you should have a couple hooks poked into it. So we wanna get those hooks out. And then we're gonna open up that kit. Now you should have had 2 beads there. If you remember, I said they were in that bag. Don't lose them. Let's go ahead and get the bead on the hook. So what's important about beads on hooks is you're gonna have a small hole on one side of the bead and a bigger hole on the other side of the bead. Okay. So we want to put the small hole in first on the hook, and then we can secure it from there. Okay. So you poke the sharp end of your hook through the small hole first. Okay. Now, if you thought the last one was bad with the biots, you're probably not going to love this one either because it is all the same and worse. We got 2 sets of biots to put in on this one. So let's get into that material bag that you have there. You pop that staple out. So guys, if you didn't have the bag, I'll let you know what these materials are. And sorry I didn't do that on the first one. What you have in here is we're going to have, there's some purple kind of ice dubbing. We've got some brown biots because the brown biots are going to be our tail. We've got some some white biots, and the white biots are going to be the ones we stack on top. There we go. And we are going to have some really small, this is going to be size small copper wire. Okay, copper wire is going to make sure you don't drop any of your stuff and lose it. There we go. So sometimes in these bags all the materials kind of get mixed up. You just got to take your time and get them all separated so you can see them all. Now let's go ahead and start our thread. Okay, so we're going to start our thread right behind the bead. We're going to lay down a bit of a thread base there. We're going to work this all the way back to that same kind of point in the hook bend where we were last time with the biots. Just edging into that hook bend, okay? Go ahead, get rid of our thread. Tag end. And now we're going to do just like what we did last time with those biots. We got the 2 brown biots in here. We want to stack them just like I taught you last time. We want to stack them so they flare away from each other. Okay? So again, how that one's kind of curved up. We're going to put that one back to back with the other one so they're flaring out from each other. On the last one, we measured this so that we had basically half a hook length. On this pattern, the original Prince Nymph, it calls for a full hook length in length behind. So this tail is going to seem extremely long for the pattern itself, or for the hook size itself, but that is intentional, okay? So I'm going to go ahead again, like I did last time, get rid of those butts. Get them out of the way. Okay, so then I'm going to take a measurement. While pinching them up here at the front, I'm going to measure off the front of the hook eye to the back of the bend. That's going to give me my overall length, so I know that I need to then transfer that point to the back. So once I get to the back here, just like last time, I'm going to tie them one on each side of the hook. I'm going to switch my hands, and I'm going to let them splay out on either edge. Okay? Now, like I said last time, I'm going to tip them a little bit towards myself so that when I gather my wraps on there and pull tight, it's going to draw them up on top of the hook, right where I want them. So again, like we did on the last fly, we're going to do 2 light wraps. 1 and 2. I'm going to kind of use my finger, my front pointer finger here to brace against them, and I'm going to pull tight. And if I had my thread, did not cooperate there, pull them up onto top. And then what we're going to do is we're able to go in with our scissors again, and I like to just splay them out a little bit, and that kind of gives me a good understanding of where they're sitting. Now they're going to seem quite long, guys, especially in comparison to the last pattern, okay? But how they're going to sit out the back is going to be, the biots we put on top are going to extend out behind the hook as well. And so you're going to see that it looks, you're going to agree it's going to look normal here in a second if you've never tied this pattern. Okay, so I'm going to take some thread wraps back over those biots. I'm just going to kind of use them to build up a little bit of bulk. And once they get up, close, about 2/3 up the hook, I'm going to reach in there and I'm going to get rid of them. Like so. We're just gonna lay a couple thread wraps here. We'll take a quick break, guys. Gonna show you these commercials once more.
Pee break?
No, not a pee break.
Hold tight.
With the amount of time we spend in front of our vices, don't you think you deserve a pair of scissors that can make the cut?
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop is a small home-based family-run business located in Olds, Alberta.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvice is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
All right, there we go. Pooty break.
We are back.
Done. Back to time.
Okay, so where we're going to go from here, guys, is we are going to reach in and find that small wire. And we are going to start that up behind the bead, and we are going to work it all the way back to where we left those bias. So just like last time when we tied in this wire, I'm going to bring it in up underneath the bead. And I'm going to bring it back.
Can you tie these right-handed so everybody can follow along?
We'll bring it right back to the edge of the bias there, guys. I'll give you half a sec to catch up. And then we are going to go ahead with our dubbing. So we got all this nice fancy purple like ice dub. We're gonna dub a fairly
Dumb.
yeah.
Shake it off, Tim.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
We're going to dub a fairly thin dubbing noodle moving forward, and we're gonna bring this stuff up about 2/3 of the way up the hook. Okay, so we're imagining we're gonna build a thorax again out of a different material this time, so we need to leave a little space up there. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little pinch of it, come onto my thread, and I'm just gonna wind it on like so. Try to keep it fairly thin. I'm just gonna start with a little bit, and if that's enough, then I don't have to do any more, okay? So I'm coming on, gonna get a nice wrap back there. We want a little bit of bulk in this back end, because the rest of the purple, this fly is not really gonna get seen. That was about the perfect amount. We wanna leave that little bit of space there, like so, okay? And then we're going to, so you're gonna see this probably bushed up quite a bit and you got little pieces going everywhere. That's totally fine. We're gonna bind this down with some wire right away here, and we're okay with how this looks. We're not freaking out about it. Those pieces, if we have to correct them later, we will. Okay. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this wire and I'm just gonna open spiral wrap it up the dubbing. So it's gonna give a little bit of an illusion of segmentation, and it's gonna protect that dubbing. Okay. Again, just imagining a lot of the dubbing is not going to be visible once we're done building the thorax here. And then we're going to tie that off. Okay. And then go again and snip out that wire. And then...
So question, Sean said, how do you do that with the dubbing? And I'm not sure.
So, Sean, you're probably referring to
noodling.
How did I make a dubbing noodle? So all I've done is I'll grab another piece here, and I won't put this on, but I'll show you. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of dubbing, a little pinch in my fingers here, like so. Pinch like that. Now I'm coming to my thread, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it kind of in and around the thread itself, and then by twisting my fingers like this, I'm spinning it onto the thread, like this. That's your dubbing noodle, okay? Now it can be done a lot simpler on the Norvise in another way, but I won't bother with you yet.
Why wouldn't
that right now? But yeah, that's how you do it. Pretty simple, okay? Now, believe it or not, even though there is a lot of materials in this fly, we're basically almost to the end. This is a fairly simple one. Once you get those back bites in, you get working up to the front here. What I have next is, in there you're gonna have a little small feather like so, and this is just going to come off probably the base of a hen cape, or just a simple like India saddlecock or something like that. We're not getting, you're not wasting your good hackle on this, okay? I guess is what I'm coming to. This is going to be a little bit larger hackle size, like probably oversized for a 14, but that's not what we're worried about. This is going to create the illusion of legs, thorax, body, all this. This fly is not specifically patterned to one thing. It's just giving the illusion of being something, many different things. The Prince Nymph isn't designed to look like any specific bug, just kind of trying to generalize over a few, okay? So how I'm gonna tie this in is I'm gonna pull down from the tips, like so. We're not getting all fancy with this because we're gonna cover some of this up with wraps. We wanna pull down until we have that showing, okay? Now again, remembering there's an underside of the over here to the feather, and a top side. Underside is what we want to tie to the rear. Okay? So tie it in like so. So right where we left our thread, so we had that little bit of space there, is where we want to start it. Like that. Take some thread wraps down, leave our thread right behind the bead. We're going to go ahead and trim out that tail, or that very tip, sorry. Now I suggest probably going in and grabbing with some hackle pliers is what I prefer to do. grab that feather. And now keeping those feathers oriented back, and I can do that by wetting my fingers and kind of pinching those fibers rearward. I'm going to take a couple wraps forward, okay? Wrapping forward up to behind the bead. Probably no more than 2, maybe 3 wraps is plenty. Then take your thread and tie it off. Tie it off good and tight. You can reach in, snip it out. So these fibers are meant to be about as long as to the back of the hook bend, which these are pretty much perfectly too, okay? That's what we've given. So this is almost like, imagine like almost like a soft hackle, okay? That's how we bound it at the front. We're gonna take and almost try to push those fibers down into the sides, like that. Come in, and then put some thread wraps back onto them a little bit, just to kind of hold them down. And if you still have some fibers that are really sticking up and all over the place, this one right now I don't, which I'm happy with, but this is where I'm gonna lay my wing. They're gonna be wing or wing butts or wing cases is gonna be our white biots. And so when I lay those on top of there, I just need to make sure I don't have any fibers sticking straight up. If I did, I would go in there and trim them out. Even still with these ones here, if I wanted to, I could come in and snip a few of the fibers, okay? Just to keep, so we have a nice flat spot on top for our biots. So you should have a couple white biots in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take one at a time, and I'm gonna show you a technique of how to tie these in. Again, they're these goose biots. They're pretty slippery. But what I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna get rid of that butt right away. I'm gonna do it in a second. But the technique here, guys, is you're gonna come in and you want one to sit at an angle off to one side, like so. And then the other one is gonna come in and sit at the other angle off that side. Not to that extreme, but they do wanna be a little off kilter, okay? Like so or like so. So the first one that I tie in, I want the tip of my biot to be at the back of the hook bend, okay? So what I wanna do is I wanna angle it a bit. So the first one I'm gonna angle this direction. So I'm gonna set it on top, kind of bracing my finger off the bead, making sure it's sticking right out to about the bend. All I'm gonna do is take my finger and press down. So I'm holding it there. Now this is the key. You don't wanna try to wrap and then cut your biot after, because it's never gonna look right. So take your scissors, slide down past your finger, and at an angle right behind the bead, use the bead as a brace, snip that biot. All the while keeping your finger there so it doesn't go anywhere. Take a couple of good firm thread wraps. And boom. See? Got it off at a little bit of an angle. I'm happy with it. Looks good. Perfect length. I'm gonna go in and grab my other one. Okay, so go grab your next biot. And we're gonna do the exact same thing with that one. We're gonna tip it off at the other angle. So instead of pointing this way, I'm gonna point it a little bit off that way. Come in, make sure I got my length correct. Take my finger, place it on top again so it doesn't go anywhere. Slide my scissors back, snip it, hold it in place. Couple thread wraps. Double check, make sure you got that nice splay that you wanted for your wing case. That looks pretty awesome to me. And right here, with no further ado, whip finish it.
Oh, buddy.
And this is why I like to use that purple, because I'm gonna do a good heavy whip finish. I'm gonna do it twice, so I get some good thread wraps up there, giving me that color, okay? I'll go in and snip it out. Be careful not to cut too many of those fibers. Like so. And now all I'm gonna do for resin on this, guys, I'm not gonna use any UV. I'm gonna just use some good old Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails.
And make it hard.
Woo.
Oh, look at you.
Just
not even there yet. Unloading.
There we go. That was a charged bottle there, that one.
That was...
I'm just gonna let that come in on top of that wing case and just, this stuff works great, guys. It's super cheap. It's a great resin to use. Come in, it'll just soak all into those fibers, and I'm happy with that. Don't be stingy about it on this one, because you really want those biots not to move. So although you got your thread wraps in there really good, just make sure you get a good soaking of resin on there as well, okay? And there you have it. That is your Purple Prince.
Purple Prince.
Super effective fly. All Prince patterns are, but for some reason the purple.
Fish
Purple is
love
good.
purple.
Yeah, they just love purple. Trout love purple. Yep.
And it's weird because at the end of the day, I don't know a lot of purple things
Or any.
or any.
Maybe a butterfly. Be
I
about
haven't seen all the other things in the river, so I don't know.
No, I don't know. Maybe
But
they
I've
see
yet
with
to
different
see
eyes.
the purple. But purple works. Purple dry flies, purple haze,
Yeah, purple haze.
purple variation of the Amy's ant,
Yep.
purple Chernobyls. Purple. They love
Purple.
purple. Black and purple on streamers.
Yep.
So if they want it, we'll feed it to them. So a couple questions. People wanted to see the Norvise dub.
Sure.
And a
Try
couple other things people talked about was dubbing, making a dubbing noodle is difficult. And I find what most people do wrong is they spin different ways. So they're essentially doing this. Just go the same way.
Yeah.
A couple tips in here was that you spin your thread and then spin it around opposite maybe. I don't know. That was Bob's tip.
Yeah.
But I do believe the most common problem is people spin it opposite ways.
Well, they
And
just do
it's-
this like they're playing a violin, and you can't. It's doing one direction against the other, so
And it's not
same direction.
catching around. Wax or no wax. I used to use wax a little bit, but I just
Well, and like this thread I'm using tonight, this is it's a 6/0 Flymaster waxed. It's already got some wax on
Yeah.
it. I like that. I don't like working with wax. It's just a thing. It's just another thing to have on my table, so I don't. But if you're really like if you're on dry flies and you're working with like super fine dry, like that stuff,
Super.
it dubs way easier. But also sometimes that's not a bad time to have wax. A little bit, but people use wax in excess too, and then it doesn't look right anyway. So,
Cam likes the purple nurple.
purple nurple.
Cody likes to use orange thread near the bead as a hotspot, and
a
it's
great
really a great idea. Rub some wax on your finger, and then Jen Lyle wants the hand demo again. Just the waxing. Dubbing. Okay, let's
dubbing.
see if we can get back to this combo, because another really cool thing about the Norvise, that's the wrong remote. Okay. Seeing if we can.
So I'll just show you. Like, so I'm just gonna do this as if this was a bare hook. I'm gonna dub some purple dubbing from here up. I'm gonna take and leave just a half hitch wherever I wanted my dubbing to start. I'll come back. I'll leave this over here. And I'll do this kind of in excess because I have a little bit. But all I'm doing is I'm gonna pull my dubbing apart a couple times. So it's nice and airy and loose. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin my vise, let it grab, and by the tension on my fingers, I choose how much I want on there and how tight I want it. And bring this back, and I'd be dubbing from that back part, working my dubbing forward. As much or as little as you wanted. Okay? Super slick. So when you're doing like commercial tying and you're working, well, not even commercial, but when you're trying to do, let's say 10 of the same pattern, you have a setup and there's dubbing in it, it's super quick. You just dub, you just grab the little dubbing, set it aside, spin it, whoop, grab it, on and go.
Yes.
Awesome.
That is super handy.
Super duper handy.
When you think of the Norvise, think of the system. It's not just a vise, and then you've got to figure out, oh, I need a bobbin somewhere. The whole thing works together, and it's slicky Ricky.
It's really what
How
it is.
effective it is. But let's get back to giving stuff away. Okay. Let's do, and less is more. Good point from Barrett.
Yeah.
You can always add. When it gets too thick, when you're trying to noodle, is the worst. If you take a pinch and let it fall, and it kind of slowly falls like a feather, that's probably a good amount. But if it
Great
kind of
point.
just quickly drops onto the table, it's too much. Less is more, always. You can always go back, add more. you get big clumps of it on there, and it's not going to be tightly wound. It's going to fall out. Yes. Okay. Super trick on the dubbing. Learn something new. Awesome, Randall. That's
Okay.
super cool. Okay. So we're going to give away this fishing. It's for fishing.
Fishing chest
Pouch. And inside of this, what is inside of this? There's a fly box. There's
Some leaders.
and a bunch of good stuff like that. So, how are we going to give this one away, Tim?
Well, you've been super original so far. That's the problem. Too many things to give away.
Yes, and we got to think of ideas.
We do have to think of ideas.
What we're going to do for this one is Colin said it when we talked to him. What is the name of the new fly tying tables that we have designed and produced? First person to come up with the name wins the fishing pack, loaded with some goodies.
All right.
Waiting. We await the comments to load. This is a suspenseful, and how to maintain the vice, we'll get back to that.
Yeah. There it is. Steve.
Okay, whoa, super fast.
There it is, yeah.
Steve is the winner. Fly
Why don't you
Kia.
go ahead and say his last name.
Yep, it is
Steve T.
Tochiniak.
Ooh, nice job.
Steve Tochiniak. This is, he wins the bag.
Wins the
Okay,
bag.
remember, got to send me an email with your information, and I'll send it out. The next thing that we're going to give out is these paintings. Okay, and they're all going to go together as a 4-pack. So you can hang them up in your fly tying room. These were painted by my 12-year-old daughter.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this one's my favorite.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah. And then this one was a macro shot, and she got into some of the details there. So, all 4 of these are going to go away to one of you, and they're going to go together. Because I think it's cool if you have the collection of 4 of them.
Yep, those are pretty great.
How do we give this one away? Let me see. Okay. We got a lot of answers, but what we need to do is say, oh man.
We've given away so much information. I don't know.
Here's a good question. What was the first pattern we ever tied on Thursday Night Live?
That is a great one. Do you know?
Yep. The first pattern we ever tied on season 1, episode 1.
So long ago.
You get all 4 of those paintings done by a 12-year-old. And if you don't win and you want to order some, I'm sure she would kindly accept some monies for them.
Electrocuted mouse.
No.
It was
The
a
mohair
roadkill
leech.
mouse.
No. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Chaz,
Yeah.
the buggers.
That's what it was, buddy.
Woolly bugger and the Bow River bugger
Yep.
was the first
Very first ones.
episode that we ever tied. So, Chaz, pretty freaking cool, man.
Nice job, man.
And it couldn't go to a better spot,
No,
I think.
definitely not.
Matea's gonna be super pumped. And now what we need to do, folks, because we're coming up on 6 minutes before we got a piece out of here, we may or may not be back on Christmas Eve, but it's not gonna be an episode. The next episode is January
Oh, that's a good
6th?
question. Yeah, so
7th.
7th.
January 7th is going to be episode 3. Okay.
Yep.
we might try to virtually chime in on the 24th and just say Merry Christmas. We'll see what the logistics look like.
Sure to let you
And
know.
okay, so we have two $50 gift cards to the Keg.
Yeah.
Now
Love
you
those
can't
ones.
go eat there, but they have these holiday kits. You can order the food, take it home, cook your meals, and that's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool.
And that's been donated by one of our good friends, Scotty,
Yeah,
Keg
buddy.
Scott. And you messed up the name. Okay, I'm not sure which name I messed up, but let me know, Mercs. Just double checking on the comments.
There was a question there, are the back episodes available? And yes, they are. If
That's a
you
good question.
If you go to our YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel, we go all the way back to our season 1, episode 1, all the way through. So you've got 2 seasons of logged episodes there where you can go and view the tying instruction. We give you the list of materials that we're going through each day. And yeah, it's a great resource to go back and use. None of these episodes are wasted because you can always come back to them on our YouTube channel and go watch them again and retie at any time. So good question.
The thing with that is if we have 3 kits left, there's 3 left, and then they're done. We're not making more for this year. I would like all 3 kits to be gone by the end of tonight. So if you haven't bought a kit, this is what you get. It's $280 Canadian. So Americans, it's about $240, $230. In your kit, you get 20 episodes. Like tonight, we tie 2 patterns on each episode. And in your kit, you get those 2 patterns fully tied. Okay, so, oh, look, I got the fly. You also get material to tie those, each of them twice. So tonight, you will follow along, tie with us. Tomorrow, or whenever suitable, you go back to the YouTube page, and all of the episodes are stored there. And then you can follow along at your own pace. Essentially, you're getting 6 flies per night, 20 episodes, 120 flies. It's probably like a $500 or $600 value if you were to go purchase it all in a store.
Yeah.
And so it's $280, and we'll ship it to you tomorrow. If you buy it tonight, there's 3 left, and let's
That's
just
it.
get them gone, and then we can worry about tying for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? So that's that.
it.
Okay. And it's
Finish it off.
YouTube, flyfishingbowriver.com. You can check all the past episodes of Thursday Night Live.
Yep.
And it'll take you to our YouTube page. Cool. Shay tied all 4. And if you're
Nice.
a machine, rock and roll, get her done.
Tied all 4. Nice.
I'm sweating. It's hot.
It is warm in here, yeah.
Yep. And okay, just
warm.
double checking these before we get into giving away the last of the gift cards.
Oh yeah.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Randall.
Same to you, buddy.
Lots of time to catch up. Yeah, so we do have 2 weeks before the next episode. So if you do order, I'll ship it out tomorrow. Hopefully you get it in a week and you'll be ready. And then episode 1 and 2 will be on YouTube, and you can catch up, tie them, and then meet us on January 7th. So let's get all 3 of those sold. How do you buy them? You go on our website, flyfishingbowriver.com. I'm going to enter it here. It's not live fishing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing after.
Live fishing. Thanks to you, Craig. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. It's great to have you following along.
Oh, the Vice maintenance.
Oh yeah. So
Sorry.
Vice maintenance, super low maintenance on these.
We like this is.
Oh, I know.
Weird. You're sweating.
Yeah.
If you stick around for the after show.
Yeah, you don't want the after
we
show.
We don't wear onesies. We wear nunsies.
Nunsies. Yeah. So sorry. The maintenance on these vices. There are bearings inside. There's 2 sets of bearings. These guys are. You can at some point. I haven't had to do this yet. Mine have stayed really smooth. but you can go in and lubricate them. You probably need to do that, I don't know, in frequency or not, but there's videos up on Norvice's, I believe it's either their Facebook page or their website or their YouTube page. Yeah, their YouTube page, and it's just instructions on how to go through. I've gone through and changed like all my O-rings, stuff like that, just to keep it as fresh as possible. But the mechanism itself is very simple. It's brilliant, but it's simple. There's not a lot to it. So once you kind of understand the system and how to go in and take it apart, maintenance is pretty simple. There's one spot in the front here where sometimes tiny pieces of material or hair or something will get in there, and it's good to just take it apart, give it a good, like with an aerosol air, like blow it all out and clean it. But outside of that, maintenance is very low, especially if you're not tying it like commercially where you're tying hundreds and hundreds of flies.
So Scott here, let us know. So question was, are the keg gift cards good for just Calgary or not? And Scott said he will mail them to whomever wins. But just let me know, Scott. I didn't quite nail those details down. And then we're going to give them away so that everybody can have some holiday cheer. So, first off, Merry freaking Christmas.
Yeah, man. Merry Christmas, Steve.
It's starting to feel like Christmas.
One way or the other.
Even with all the restrictions, lockdowns, and neighbors ratting people out. So,
enough said.
That happens.
Yep.
They do. That's the way the world has turned. But
hopefully you get to spend it with at least a portion of your family. Hopefully you live with some of your family.
Yes.
And just do what you can virtually. I know even with my parents, they were super bummed not being able to see I'm the youngest of 9 kids, so we have huge celebrations, but use FaceTime, use Skype, get to see them, because it's important for everyone to see each other, regardless if we can be with each other this time of year. So, yeah, I wish you guys all a Merry Christmas and hope that it is a special time. You can make it special some way or another.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Scott. Maybe he messaged me here. Nope. Didn't message me there.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. It's happening across the road. Okay, here we are. We're going to give away the K gift cards, and we'll deal with I'm assuming it's local.
Yeah,
so we're going to run with. Yeah. Okay. What I need you to do is to tell me Jen Lyle's husband's name.
That's a good one.
What is Jen Lyle's husband's name?
Jen Lyle's husband's name. See what happens. Who gets it?
And you win. You win one of them. Okay, so they can be used at any keg. I just got word.
All right.
Everybody else, jump in. This is good for everybody.
There it is.
Steven. It looks like Jim James William Crawford has won.
Yeah. There he is.
Because Cam already won, and so he's obsolete. James Crawford.
There it is.
$50 gift card.
Nice job, Jim.
Okay, so for the next one, and then you got to send me your contact info. I don't know where you live, Jim, down the street.
Yeah, he's the neighbor.
And then, okay, so here we go. For the last and final one, I wanted to do something a little more long-standing, but we don't have time because the Popo are coming for us. That's a fact. We got to run. Peace out. Okay. I need somebody to tell me. Oh, I'm trying to be creative here, but I'm running out of ideas.
Some answers? Okay, let's think here.
Hey, hold one sec. While we think, let's do this.
With the amount of time we spend in front of our vices, don't you think you deserve a pair of scissors that can make the cut?
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop is a small home-based family-run business located in Olds, Alberta.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvise is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
And there we are. We're back. We figured it out. Okay. We did it. We did it.
We're
We're
like,
just
oh,
trying
that's
to
a really
buy
good
time.
commercial.
We're just
You wanna play
trying to
it
buy
again?
time.
Oh, man.
So, Mark, I got to answer this because I think you asked the question last time we were shutting down. So, you buy the Norvise. Do you get the newest version? So, there's the Legacy C, which is the colored, the Legacy stainless steel.
Yeah.
So, it's not that there's much different.
So biggest difference is the base model Legacy would be what I have without the Magnum hubs. So it would be in brass. The Legacy C gives you the option of color. So my posts that are black, you could get them in a range of colors. The Legacy stainless is exactly like mine, except for the accessories are stainless. So that's basically your three options. But then I believe when you get the Legacy C, there's no option about stainless or not. You're getting stainless, which is kind of cool. And then you have your upgrades that you can do from there, which is like Magnum
But the
hubs and
jaws,
stuff, but
there's different jaws.
Yeah, there's like, these are the regular jaws. There's
Big jaws
large
and
jaws,
the little
fine point jaws, and two ply jaws, or two ply.
The best thing you can do is to call Norvise, talk to Tim, not this one, at Norvise. They're super friendly. They're super personable, and they want to just help. And so just kind of express to him what your agenda is, and they will set you up with the right vice and the right setup. Question here, because we forgot, is Doug's got a joke.
Okay, Doug, let's hear it.
It's joke time! What do you call a dangerous fish that drinks too much?
Nothing. I got nothing.
I don't know, Doug. Fill us in.
Fill us in, Doug. What is it?
A barracuda.
Barracuds.
I don't know. It's
A barracuds.
yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a segment sponsored by Elaine Lee called "What's Your Joke?"
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, Aaron got one. Did you get a Norvise? Is that what you meant?
Or a joke. Which one?
I don't know, but we got to give away this gift card.
Yeah, let's do it. Have you come up with anything since we last took a break?
Okay, here it is. For the $50 gift card to the keg, any keg, and Scott, Kegger Scott, the best manager of the best keg in McLeod Trail in Calgary, is going to send you those gift cards. Okay, so thank you, Scott, for doing this.
Yeah, huge thanks, Scott.
The first person to type in Rocky Mountain Fly Shop's website address wins. Go now. You think it's going to happen?
I don't
Can't
know.
be Cam. So type in Rocky Mountain Fly Shop's website address. And there we go. Waiting for the website. Jessica, good news. The feds have begun to remove open net salmon farming off the west coast. That's big.
That is huge, yeah.
Nope, we don't got it yet. Nope, we don't got it yet. That's not it. There it is. Laura Dermartin.
.net.
Laura Dermartin. RockyMountainFlyShop.net. And they're open for business. And if you want one of those tables,
Yeah, hit them up.
hit them up. They're
Yes.
for sale, and they're going to go quick. And you could probably get them before Christmas next year, 2027.
You're local for sure.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to head out. And Tim just did up his zipper. Broke. Oh, look at that. Oh, my. Oh, there's nipple.
I'll just hold it.
Put the nipples away.
I don't know where
Oh, my
everything went.
goodness. It's Christmas, folks.
You wanted it, Jen.
That's not good.
It's a little nip.
I literally just saw boob. This show is gonna get deleted off of the Facebooks.
Barely boob.
All right. So here we are.
There we go.
It's Christmas. We're done. We've tied a couple flies. We've drank a couple beer, and we've given away a lot of stuff thanks to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop and the Keg, and our friends at Shore Fishing and Norvice and Bow River Brewing. And you guys are our biggest friends because without you guys, there's nothing here. We're just talking to some cameras. 6 feet
Super
apart.
awkward. Yeah.
Socially distant. But anyways, I love you guys.
Love you
all
too.
of you.
See you, man.
I am Dana Lattery with Fly Fishing Bow River Outfitters.
Tim Hepworth with Fly Fishing Board Outfitters. Merry Christmas,
And
guys.
I
Until next
don't
time.
want to leave, but I got to because that's just what happens after a couple hours. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you January 7th.
January 7th.
All right. Cheers.